Good morning, K-Squad. This morning we have a life-changing question. I truly feel like we have all dealt with what this question talks about in some form, and it holds us back. So I really hope you have got your listening ears on this morning and ready for this answer, because I think it can help you and you and you. Let's start. Okay, Emmy from Finland asks, hello, I have a question for you about how to deal with other people who do not believe in your financial goals. Who already is 100% in on this question? Sometimes when I tell my friends or parents about my financial goals, they just laugh at me. Gladly, my boyfriend believes in me and supports my dreams. They do not take my goals seriously, and I made the mistake of sharing my ideas with them. I want to say that my goals are being as debt-free as possible in the future. I mean, I don't want to have anything to do with part payments, car loans, mortgage payments. I want to be in a position where I do not need to worry about money as much as I do currently, but these comments that I have received from the people who are older than me, more experienced than me, and most importantly, very close to me, do make me feel sad and destroy my confidence. How do I deal with the comments that I receive? Your channel is so awesome. Have a great day. Greetings, Emmy from Finland. Emmy, this is such a great question. Guys, who hasn't dealt with this on some level? Who hasn't dealt with when we are trying to become debt-free, we're trying to make changes in our life, we're practicing frugal living, maybe minimalism, ways that are different from others, and we hear the haters. Haters gonna hate. They're going to talk about how that's stupid, that is a dumb way to live, that doesn't make any sense, live your life, why are you doing this? It's discouraging. The answer is simpler than you think. Just put your hater blockers on. I'm just kidding. That is not the way, is to just put your hater blockers on. You know what hater blockers are? It's like a filter. It's a filter from all the haters, but this is the truth. Emmy, your parents and your friends that are not interested in this, they have no idea how much this means to you. They have no idea what you've got brewing inside. And truth be told, they probably never will. Now, that is a real kick in the gut, right? Like, how could they not care? How could my parents, the people that love me the most, how could my best friends actually make me feel bad about these really smart, really life-changing, life-altering ways that you're trying to make your life better? How could they not care? It's not necessarily that they don't care about you. It's they don't care about that right now, and they haven't been in the same position or been inspired the way that you have. So let me say it like this. When people don't have the same interests in you and goals as you, it's very easy for them to just brush it aside. That doesn't mean it should destroy your confidence. At first, it's a real kick in the booty. Like, what? How could they be like this? But I'm going to tell you what, for whatever their reason is, it doesn't even matter, Emmy. And I don't know how old you are, but as you guys know, I'm in my early 40s now, and it's taken me this long to understand it, okay? Look, people love you in the way that they can love you. And it's okay if they don't have the same interests. I'm going to tell you a secret right now. Okay, my parents, you know, are everything to me besides my child and my brother, right? Like, we are super tight. We spend a lot of time together. They are the best people on the planet, and I cherish them, right? So here I am building my channel every week, working my butt off for like a year and a half now. And guess who doesn't watch my channel? My parents. My parents. My parents. How could my parents not give a shit about my channel? How could that even be possible, right? My mom watches sometimes, but my dad, just the other day, he was saying something like, how come you don't take interest in what I take an interest in? And I was like, Dad, I have a whole side career brewing here and you don't even take the time to click. So let me just tell you this, Emmy. Who is there when I have a panic attack at 2 o'clock in the morning and need help? I'll tell you who. Mom and Dad. When my marriage was ending and I had to scoop up my 6-month-old in my arms and fly from Florida up to Maine, who was with me sitting next to me on that plane? My mom. Who drove my cats from Florida to Maine in his car so that I didn't have to worry about that while I was taking care of my baby? My dad. So when push comes to shove, who is there for me? My mom and dad. Every time, all the time. But guess what? They're not into frugal living. Meh. What are you gonna do? That's not their thing. They're more maximalists. Isn't that funny? Like, how did I come from these two people? But they're spenders and they don't want to talk about this stuff. And that's okay. And I know at first it's like gut-wrenching, like twist a knife in my heart. How can you not watch my channel? But Emmy, guess who does care about this stuff? Me. And every single person watching here, every member of the K Squad, all the people that are interested in frugal living, debt-free living, saving money, we're your people. Not that your parents and friends aren't your people. They are 100% your people for the other things. But when it comes to these hobbies, lifestyle changes, any kind of thing that we're interested in, there is a community for you. And Emmy, you have found it. Here we are. So don't even waste your time. And I know that sounds like, because it's gonna kind of hurt. Like, come on, guys, this is what I'm, what I want to shout from the rooftops. I want to be debt free, and this is my strategy. They don't care about that. Don't even waste your breath, Emmy. Come talk to us. Comment. Make your own YouTube channel if that is something that you're like really passionate about. Or you don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to tell a soul. You can just work in silence, keep your head down, save money, make progress, and let your success be the noise, girlfriend. When you don't have a debt like other people do, when you don't have mortgage debt, when you don't have credit card debt, and you're able to sit pretty in your own home, and maybe you can go on vacations, and you're sleeping well at night, and you're not pinching pennies, and you're not in a position where you are stressed, girl, that's all the reward you really need. And I don't know how old you are, because I really don't think in my teens, my 20s, my 30s, I would have quite grasped this yet. It doesn't mean you have to be my age to get it, but I'm telling you from experience, the most important people in my life, mostly don't watch my channel every week. And at first that hurt. And at first I was like, how could they not be into this? But the truth is, it's not they're not into me. I also have some great friends who they're not interested in frugal living, but they watch the channel because they feel like we got to see each other. We live across, they live in Georgia. They live in Jackie, if you're watching this. Jackie watches me all the time, even though, we can't be together. And Jackie, thank you for watching. But or my friend Laura, there's many of my friends that do watch it, okay? But what I'm saying is, even if they don't take the interest in what you are after, Emmy, if you stick to your plan and you stick to what you feel is going to get you into a better position, you're going to make the progress and you are going to reap the rewards. And even if not a single person around you cares what you're doing, you care what you're doing. And when you have that success and you feel unburdened in your heart and in your bank account, it's going to be all that matters. And I know that's hard to hear because you want people to care. But the most important person that should care is you. And in order to share it with people, if you want to, share it with us. We're here and we're excited about it and we want to talk about it in full detail. Let me share one more personal story before we get out of here, okay? The morning that I put the offer in on this house was epic for me. Do you guys remember my theme that I chose for this year? It was be brave with a minor in decisiveness, okay? I will leave that video up here if you want to watch that. Making a decision to buy a house, Emmy, is one of the hardest you're ever going to make. And I had a lot of doubt originally, because even the day I came back looking at this house, it was a Friday night, right? Came and looked at this house and I was beside myself because I knew in my heart, I'm like, this is the one. And when I walked into my parents' house and I started talking about it, they were kind of like, oh, okay, like, you liked it? But they weren't like, I had the feeling. They didn't have the feeling. My dad, in his mind, had another street on another neighborhood that in his mind, he thought I belonged in. And he was doing everything he could to help me get into that neighborhood. Truth be told, it was way more than I wanted to spend. And the street that I'm living on now, this is where I wanted to be. It's where I wanted to be for a bit. I've told you, this is actually a street that I lived on when I grew up. I lived in several different houses growing up, and this street, for whatever reason, meant something to me. So I knew that this house was going to be gone in a millisecond if I didn't take action. And the morning I had to do this, I woke up and I will never forget it. I blared Eminem, the song called Lose Yourself. Do you guys know what that is? You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, right? And I had it cranked. And I was psyching myself up because I knew I had to make the offer or it was going to blow past me. And that was going to be it. Oh, I just have goosebumps all over just even reminiscing about it. Oh, and a number came into my head and I was I did the math 17 more times. And then I'm like, that's it. That's it. It was flick the switch, texted my realtor, offer this, go for it. We're doing it. And it was the most liberating, scary moment because I don't think my parents really thought it was, the best place for me or, it wasn't their number one choice. It's a hard pill to swallow for me personally when my parents aren't 100% on board with me. It's just the way I've been raised. We're just close. Everybody kind of usually is circling around the same answer. And I had to really separate from the pack, if you will, and go for it. And Emmy, when they accepted that offer days later, we had given them 24 hours and there were so many bids on the house, they couldn't make the decision. They had to do all these things. They had to double check credits. There was a big process and I was just waiting. And when she called me and was like, Kate, sit down, I knew I had finally done this. And I knew it was the right decision. And I knew that without me taking a huge risk, a huge chance, and making the decision for myself, this would have never happened. This would have never happened. I would have stayed small. I would have waited. I would have hesitated. I would have kept waiting for my parent approval. I would have kept waiting for my friend's approval. I would have kept waiting for the sign. Well, guess what? Don't wait for that ish. Don't do it. You know what's right for you. Go for it. Put in the effort. Kick so much butt getting into the position you need to get into, and then make decisions for yourself. Don't let people influence your big decisions because they don't know what's right for you. You know what's right for you. 100%. Is anyone hearing me right now? If you are hearing this, please go in the comments and write heck yes, because this is a long lesson to learn. This took me decades to learn. And if Emmy, wherever you are in life, if you're hearing this now and it sinks in, it will save you years. It will save you years of doubting yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't let anyone else's opinion hinder what you know is going to be good for you. And the other thing is, don't let others that haven't achieved what you want to achieve sink into your psyche. If you want to be debt free and you're talking to a person 50 grand in debt, don't listen to their advice about how you're doing it wrong. What do they know? And I'm not trying to be rude. If you want to learn how to play basketball, are you going to ask Michael Jordan? Or are you going to ask your grandfather who didn't make the team? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying be disrespectful to people that are trying to give you advice, but if it's people that haven't reached what you're trying to reach, let it go in, be respectful, let it go out, and then do you, boo. Do you. In summary, when your friends and family don't have the same interests as you, that's cool. Let it go. And keep doing you. Seriously. And then the other thing I just wanted to end with is lead by example. Emmy, lead by example. When you start making all this progress and people see that your way can work, they might look at it differently, or they might never care. And again, that is okay. But lead by example, everyone. When you have something working for you, just do it. And let that be all you need to say is your actions. Instead of trying to convince people that your way is right, instead of trying to convince people or convert people into what you're doing. And I know it's more about just wanting people to care. Don't even waste your breath, people. Don't waste your time. Take care of your business and keep it moving. If this was helpful, guys, please hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up so we can have more conversations like this weekly. We meet here every Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and I'm thrilled you're here. So leave a comment if you've got something to add to this conversation. We love reading your comments. And Emmy, I hope this was helpful. I'm so glad you asked. Bye, everybody.